All right, here we go.
We got cameras rolling. We got mics hot. Are we ready to do this? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cast in Steel.
Cast in Steel, the competition where minds
That's our best bet to get a decent blade.
I'm definitely worried about the weight constraint.
will meet metal to take on this year's challenge.
We have George Washington's sword.
It's a test of creativity,
Do you think we could do any gemstones?
We could do sapphires.
design,
All right.
and raw skill. Each week, we've met different teams from across the country.
The first time I ever saw a pour, I thought this is the coolest thing ever.
It's just so enjoyable because you play with tools, you play with fire, you play with sand, you play with everything.
This is a piece of history, and at the end of the day, you get to say, I made this sword.
As they've been challenged to design, cast, and ultimately put their creations to the test. Fighting through a grueling qualifying round, hoping their swords wouldn't break. Now, the strongest have reached the final. Over the course of this final round, 6 teams will go head-to-head as they boldly test their own swords. And get their swords brutally tested by expert judges. In the end, the judge panel will decide who will get the $25,000 prize and the ultimate title.
The winner of Cast in Steel.
Cast in Steel is a wonderful competition that was started over 6 years ago. It was an effort on our part to really engage young people to try and get them into the manufacturing industry. Because there's a desperate need for tradespeople, engineers, and artisans in this country. The competition challenges university students to use modern casting tools to creatively design and produce something, then test their creations against those of other students at a national event.
Each year in Cast in Steel, we are trying to challenge the students, but give them a fun opportunity to make something that they will have pride in.
The first year, I gave them the opportunity to make a Viking axe. Since then, we've done a Celtic sword, a spear, a Bowie knife, a Halligan bar, and of course, Thor's hammer.
This year, we have George Washington's sword.
For Washington, a sword was more than a weapon. It was a statement of honor, duty, and the belief that America's future had to be forged with courage and skill. This year, Cast in Steel competitors have honored that legacy by recreating their own interpretation of one of George Washington's swords. And now, in this finale episode, 6 teams will face off in the ultimate test of skill, creativity, and steel. In round 1, Dark Horse Ohio State beat out strong contender Virginia Tech
The Ohio State University Brutus Brutality.
to claim this year's first semifinal victory.
Stunned, I think is the best word.
Yeah.
Like, we're surprised that we even made it this far, honestly.
In round 2, UW Madison and Tennessee Knoxville were both advanced to the finals in a judge wildcard decision.
We were ecstatic. Super excited.
In round 3, University of Wisconsin Platteville came out on top in a challenging field where only 2 swords failed. In round 4, Pittsburg State showed us exactly why they took home the grand prize last year.
I don't want to sound super overconfident, but I think we have a pretty solid shot.
And with this year's grand prize, the biggest ever in Cast in Steel's history, a win could mean so much more.
Our program really needs the funding. There's some tools that we have that are aging and that need upgrades, and that 25 grand will go a long ways for future students.
Which brings us to round 5. Youngstown State prevailed in a semifinals competition riddled with spectacular failures. Whoa! Heads up. 38 teams began this journey. 6 have made it to the finale. The championship round begins now.
Welcome to the finale of Cast and Steel! Our first test will be an ice block chop.
Steel is harder than ice, but bashing said steel into ice is not an easy challenge to withstand.
To demonstrate our test, Ben and Dave.
So we're going to try to keep everything swinging in that direction. Ice blocks can do funny things with swords. One thing to pay attention to, keep good retention on your sword, because you can skip off this ice block in really weird directions, and just make sure you're holding onto it. You don't want that lanyard swinging your sword all around you. You don't want that lanyard.
Oh, sorry. In all seriousness, it's incredibly important that the students maintain control of that blade when they hit the ice. If not, an out-of-control blade becomes very dangerous. Also, if it rolls, it can seriously damage the blade or cause the blade to bend. If it bends too much, we have to disqualify it.
5 chops. Kind of want to start maybe coming straight down, and then maybe do some hacking on the sides. Find the biggest target. We'll have slushies later. All right, Dave, take it away.
Each team will get 2 sets of 5 swings.
So that was pretty cool. I was impressed to see that.
It only broke because I got it started.
He loosened it for me.
Coming up now, it's Ohio State University's Brutus Brutality.
Compared to the other swords in our round, we performed very well.
In round 1, Ohio State edged out Virginia Tech.
The Ohio State team put a lot of good work in. They made a really great sword. All respect to them.
This is their 3rd time competing in cast and steel.
Oh.
But their first time to make it to the finals. Let's see how they do.
That was kind of thrilling, actually, and a little bit reassuring.
And tester number 2.
Got it. Yeah.
We chose stainless steel, and it ended up being quite a ductile steel. And even though it wasn't as hard as we wanted it to be, it still performed nicely.
Well, the sword held up. Yeah. No, but I think the amount of ice that was chopped away was pretty impressive.
Yeah, we've all held it. It's not so heavy that you're fighting the sword, which is a good thing.
Yep, and the team effort was great. I mean,
Yeah.
for sure. You guys did a great job.
All right.
Give it up for Ohio State University's Brutus Brutality.
Moving to the finals and eligible for the $25,000 top prize is the Blazing Badger Bladesmiths.
In round 2 of the semifinals, 2 teams moved forward.
And the second team is Sword Washington.
Wisconsin and Knoxville were so closely matched together that we decided to use our wild card.
And the first team up will be
University of Wisconsin-Madison's Blazing Badger Bladesmith.
Our sword performed very well on all the tests.
That's probably the best cutter so far.
I've done this competition in previous years.
Madison competed in the 2022 Celtic Sword Challenge. In 2023, they were runners-up for the award subcategory, Best Authentic Spear. And in 24, they placed third in investment casting. This is their first appearance in the finals.
That's skip. One of the concerns with hitting an ice block is the blade skipping off the surface. It'll be very important to regain control of the sword before taking another swing.
Give it up for University of Wisconsin-Madison's Blazing Badger Bladesmiths.
What we've seen a lot of in competition with the ice block chop like that, especially with the blade dimensions like that, is as you cut into that ice, it wants to slide and side load the blade. So having that blade come out of that test straight is a real testament to the quality of the blade.
You can also see the sharpness. I mean, it cut into that.
Yeah, it cleaved some nice chunks, right?
Yeah. It's not a very heavy blade.
No.
So it was actually cutting that ice.
One of the things I like about that blade also is if you look at the way they're holding it, the scale's right. The pommel's right behind where their hand is, so there's not a lot of movement.
Yeah, they did really nice.
Did a great job.
One more round of applause for University of Wisconsin-Madison's Blazing Badger Bladesmiths.
I think we can definitely say that our edge has held up, and from that, we're pretty confident.
Coming up next is University of Tennessee, Knoxville's Sword Washington.
We're a little bit nervous about the ice block chop because it's very hard, but luckily one of the things that we considered when choosing our alloy is fracture toughness, so hopefully that'll come through and our blade won't shatter when it gets smashed against the ice.
This is our team's first time, but not the university's first time.
The University of Tennessee, Knoxville competed in 2024's Halligan Bar Challenge. Unfortunately, their Halligan bar broke during student testing, but they did tie for first place in the Best Design and Process category.
But there's a bend in the blade, right?
Stop.
You want to check it?
Excuse me 1 second. If the blade is bent to the point of being a hazard, for safety's sake, we got to stop and evaluate it before they can continue. This could be the end of the road for Tennessee Knoxville. If the sword is bent to where it's unsafe to use, we'll have to stop Knoxville here.
It could not have been more tense.
think you can go. If you're comfortable swinging it, you can go. Okay.
Definitely, we're good.
Hang on tight.
I was really happy with the result.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm really glad we got to see the second tester.
Yeah. I was a little nervous. It took a bend.
Well, one of the things that caused that bend is that slick handle.
Yeah.
So a slick handle like that is, taking all that shock, it just kept rotating. That's going to stress the blade out, but held up. We all know how light that blade
That
is.
one was
That was really
light
nice
and
to
wicked
swing.
fast.
Yeah.
It did hold up. It did do some serious damage on the edge.
And the great thing is, once he realized he had nothing to lose, he went ham on that ice block.
Yeah, exactly. Really did a great job.
Good job, guys.
Give it up for University of Tennessee, Knoxville, Sword, Washington.
Now that my anxiety was a bit lower, recently we learned that the grand prize for this competition is $25,000. That has definitely lit a bit more of a competitive spirit in us.
Up next is University of Wisconsin, Platteville's Pouring Pioneers.
Platteville's sword really impressed us. It's light and sharp. Not only did it cut like a razor, but it also is a beautiful replica.
For the ice block chop, I am a little bit concerned because we have one of the thinner and lighter blades there. We might not have the same amount of momentum, so we're gonna chop at it as hard as we can.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Something on that stage is gonna break. It's either gonna be the ice block or it's gonna be our sword.
And tester number 2, please take the stage.
Platteville has historically fared pretty well in these competitions, winning in 2022, taking second place in 2023, not placing in 2024, but we're looking to place this year.
Got a sharp sword you could use to cut that? Hey, hold on. Let's...
Don't move.
I would like to look at the sword real quick, because
Did it
I think it
bend?
took a little bend. Can you see it?
Well, got a little bit of a bend. I mean, it tore away at the block pretty well.
With a blade that flexible, when you hit that ice, if you're not lined up just right, it's going to want to roll, and that's going to bend.
I've seen in slow motion this kind of stuff, and it does. It's like wraps. It's crazy how much motion you can get.
Once again, we have a sword that's bent, but not bent to the point of being dangerous or to the point of being unusable. These situations are always a judgment call, and in this case, we determined that the sword can continue.
We're confident in our metallurgy, but we were really pushing the edge on how thin our blade was, but it felt phenomenal in my hand, and I think we did very well.
It's a beautifully weighted sword, just a spot-on weight for a sword of that size.
Well, they certainly weren't holding back when
I know, which is great. You trust your weapon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well done. All right.
Let's hear it for University of Wisconsin, Platteville's Pouring Pioneers.
I
think we did extremely well. The judges, they're gonna be stabbing whiskey barrels, so it's gonna really put our metallurgy to the test.
How do you feel going into the judge test?
Feeling pretty confident.
Platteville's confidence is not misplaced. But if there's a team that could best them, it's last year's champions.
Up next is Pittsburg State University. In Kansas, the Silverback Swords.
The returning champions came back with a blade worthy of their title. It's a beautiful sword. It's sturdy and sharp and up to the challenge of this block of ice.
Really confident with our product that we turned in. Pittsburg State is the only school to have won this competition twice.
In 2021, their Thor's hammer was worthy of the gods. And in 24, their Halligan bar was #1.
So we're shooting for a third.
Nice.
All right. In terms of the ice block test, we have a good hard blade. The edge has held up so far. I'm feeling pretty good about it.
You really have to keep that blade under control. If it rolls and you get a serious bend, it could be disqualified.
Judges, your thoughts?
So to me, what you could really see come into play was the weight of that blade.
Yeah.
So a lot of the swings would boom.
Yeah.
You know, it lands with a big thump, but it also tries to get away from you.
You could see, even though it was heavy, it was coming off that ice block.
There was plenty of
It
flexibility.
moving a lot, and it stayed
Jumping
straight.
salmon.
Yeah. It stayed straight.
And did its damage. The blade is strong and flexible, and it didn't bend. I'm impressed.
It was heavy, but it seemed wieldable enough that they could come in for some side hits.
Yeah.
Exactly. I really think if they had taken that, the first guy had taken it horizontal below that second time, the other guy could have just taken the whole top and off.
They did.
They did a great job. Yeah.
Let's hear it for Pittsburg State University in Kansas's Silverback Swords.
I thought that was awesome, but the biggest competition for us is definitely Platteville. Those guys have a beautiful blade, you know, holds up really well through all the testing we've done so far, and from what we've seen, they are by far going to be our biggest competitor.
Hold that thought. There may be a dark horse on the horizon.
Coming up next, it's Youngstown State University's George Washington.
Our sword's performance was a little bit more polished, no pun intended, than the rest of the competition. I think we have a pretty legitimate shot at winning the whole thing.
Youngstown's previous entry in cast and steel didn't have quite as much shine. While their Halligan bar performed well, they're looking for more this year. But will their quest for more be an overreach?
Youngstown State University, tester number 1.
That one got me. That one got me too. Yeah. Oh, look, there's a cleave. You got a cleave.
not holding anything back on that sword.
We chose a 7-tool steel, which is very, very tough and able to take very high amounts of shock, and I wanted to take full advantage of that. I wanted to make sure I set Coleman up for the best possible results.
Drop the mic.
Some of our initial testing, we had actually swung it at wood, so we felt confident.
I knew we were just gonna destroy that thing. I wasn't worried about it at all.
I was really impressed with that. Coleman really put that ice in its place at the very end there. Bink.
Guys, this goes to you. What I really love is that you're standing behind your weapon. I mean, you threw it in really hard. And with a weapon that size, you know, it's not a light weapon, but it's got a comfortable handle, which we all felt. And, you know.
It's not way out.
No, it's not way out.
If I remember correctly, this is also the one where they cast the handle onto the blade. Gives you more confidence, and clearly they were going after it.
You could see why they were in the finales. I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
It's a good, it just feels like a good fighting sword. Not a lot of finesse, but
it'll get the job
It's got some ugly hate to it.
Yeah, very good.
Once again, let's hear it for Youngstown State University's George Washington.
Well done, ladies. Good job, brother. Good hits, man. Love it. Love it.
High five. That's not.
It's okay. It's okay. Editing.
Sorry.
And now, time for the judge testing.
All of the finalist teams made it through the student testing, leaving 6 teams still in contention to be the overall winner of this year's cast and steel competition. However, the judge testing could change everything.
And now the judges testing for the Ohio State University's Brutus's Brutality. Melissa, please take the stage.
In this round of testing, the target is a whiskey barrel and all the materials that make up the barrel. The first test is another chopping challenge, this time against the barrel's unforgiving oak staves.
And Philip, please take the stage.
For the second judge test, the sword must take on the oak staves again. Only this time, the challenge involves poking and twisting. It's a brutal test of a sword's tip that's more about what the barrel does to the sword than what the sword does to the barrel. The third judge test is the most punishing of all.
And Ben, please take the stage.
The blade must take on the steel hoops that hold the barrel together. This steel-on-steel contact could easily spell disaster.
One thing that could be a downfall for us is our handle construction. Beating on these things that are extremely hard is going to put a lot of vibration into the handle. If something's going to break, it's going to be in the handle.
Luckily, after that round, we had no major incidents.
We designed our blade to be more ductile at the expense of not being as sharp. So the chopping tests we did very good at.
Though these are brutal challenges, this finalist round is also made up of the very best swords. And so we won't necessarily expect any of them to break. Here, the judging is going to get down to how well these swords hold up. Does it deform on impact? Can the tip pierce wood? But also, is it blunted after the tests? These are the things we're going to be assessing.
And now our judges testing for University of Wisconsin, Madison, Blazing Badger Bladesmiths. Melissa, please take the stage.
We're a little worried about the steel getting knocked into the steel bands of the whiskey barrels. We're hoping that it's hard enough to still have an edge after that, but we are unsure.
Right?
Philip, please take the stage. And David.
UW-Madison's blade did not disappoint. It's truly what I call a fighter. It's light, it's fast, it's comfortable to hold. Plus, its edge held up pretty well during that beating it took in the barrel test. Now, it may have vibrated a little bit more on impact than we like, and its tip might have given in a little bit on that stab test. But this team is definitely not going down without a fight. So this round promises to be interesting.
And now our judges testing for University of Tennessee, Knoxville's Sword Washington. Melissa, please take the stage.
The whiskey barrel, I'm not sure what to think about.
If it's involving metal on metal, that's going to be nerve-wracking.
And Philip, please take the stage. And finally, Ben, please take the stage.
Back to straight.
Tennessee Knoxville sword, which had gotten a slight bend in student testing, seemed to unbend during judge testing. This tells me it has a lot of flex, and maybe too much flex, which might be a factor in judging. On the other hand, the sword's shape didn't seem to compromise its performance, and the blade took very little damage on the metal edge of the barrel, so it's definitely a contender.
And now our judges testing for University of Wisconsin Platteville's Pouring Pioneers.
Being as thin as it is, I'm willing to bet from the beginning we're going to see a lot of flex with our sword, and it's going to really put our metallurgy to the test to see how well we can compete in something like a wood barrel.
And Philip, please take the stage. And David.
The blade from UW Platteville is one of the biggest to make the finals, and with swords bigger is by no means better. Not only that, but the edge did take some damage when it hit the rim of the barrel. On the plus side, the tip of the sword took no damage at all. And the sword is surprisingly light and easy to wield. So once again, we have a team that's easily still in this competition.
Now it's up to the judges, so there's not much else we can do other than hope.
And now, our judges testing for Pittsburg State University in Kansas's Silverback Swords. Melissa, please take the stage.
I'm not real concerned about the whiskey barrel. It'll continue to hold up against something hard that we have to just kind of beat our way through.
Philip, please take the stage. And Ben.
The first impression you get from Pittsburgh's entry is that it's beautiful. But the second impression you get is that it's heavy. Still, the blade can move and can withstand the steel hoops of the whiskey barrel. It can even dig out wood from the barrel staves with its tip. So it's very much in the mix of viable contenders. No big surprise coming from last year's champions.
And now our judges testing for Youngstown State University's George Washington. Melissa, please take the stage. And Philip, please take the stage.
Our sword didn't actually puncture the barrel. That was a bit concerning.
I'm a little worried about that, I'm not gonna lie.
And David, please take the stage. And David is testing for Youngstown State University's George Washington.
Youngstown's sword has a lot of mass, but it also has a great balance. It's fast and it's sharp. That said, the tip of the sword was no match for the barrel. So Youngstown's blade is yet another entry that's neither a clear-cut winner or loser.
It's now time for a very hard decision. Figuring out which one of our finalists should be declared the grand prize winner. Everything from testing performance to authenticity to design to engineering process will play a part in determining the winner of Cast in Steel. And now, the full panel of judges will weigh in one more time. Okay, everyone, these are our 6 finalists. No one's sword broke, and all 6 teams are still in contention to be this year's Cast in Steel champion. Ohio State, University of Wisconsin-Madison, University of Tennessee, Knoxville, University of Wisconsin, Platteville, Pittsburg State University, and Youngstown State University. Anybody stand out? How do we think this is gonna go?
One of the 6 will win.
Excellent, well said. When I look at these, the work that's gone into these, I think they're all really nicely done. I think some have better detail than others, but some have a much better feel to me than maybe some of the ones with the higher detail.
Let's talk about Ohio State.
Ohio State has a really comfortable handle, but the fact that it's round may be a problem. Ohio State's round handle is a problem because it can spin in your hand as you're using it. But at the same time, the judges found this sword to be light and fast and well balanced. So Ohio State is still very much a contender.
And how about UW-Madison?
They've done some fantastic work.
And as normal college students, they probably did it at the last minute.
Madison sword has everything you want in a sword.
That's probably the best cutter so far.
Yeah. It's light, and it's fast, and it's comfortable, but it did get a chip on the edge of the barrel, and its tip deformed on the stab test. So like all of these swords, it's not a perfect product, but it definitely has a lot going for it.
What do we think about Tennessee Knoxville?
This one performed really, really well for me. Light, fast, and felt great in the hand.
But it has a lot of flex. It had gotten a slight bend in student testing, but then seemed to unbend during judge testing.
Back to straight.
Knoxville's sword bending on the ice and then unbending on the barrel doesn't take away from the fact that it was effective in both tests. Neither the blade nor the tip took damage. Still, the fact that the sword had enough flex to deform so easily was something the judges will have to take into consideration.
Then there's UW-Platteville.
If I walked into a shop, I would never believe that college students made that sword.
Yeah.
The fact that Platteville's sword bent on the ice test isn't something that we can overlook. However, its absolute devotion to authenticity down to the original sword's measurements, plus its impressive lightness and overall feel, can't be ignored.
Next, what do we think about Pittsburg State?
I think it's fair to say that it's gorgeous, but this sword is on the heavy side.
Despite its weight, Pitt State's sword is still wieldable. But the fact is, it should have been a good half-pound lighter. That said, this is such a beautiful replica, and it held up well during testing. So counting this sword out would be a big mistake.
Finally, what about Youngstown State?
If you pick it up and you don't know anything else about it, it feels heavy. But when you grab it, it feels balanced.
Yeah, Youngstown sword had a deceptively good balance, and the fact that its handle was cast into the blade is a standout feature. That said, it could have used a lot more finish. It has an as-cast look in a field of highly polished competitors. So it's yet another entry with both pluses and minuses, which will obviously make picking an overall winner extremely difficult.
These 6 teams have to be proud of what they did, and not just these 6. The teams that didn't get to this final round should be proud of what they did.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think it's fair to say that, these are 6 winners. They won their bracket, and then we're just going to pick a ultimate winner from these winning swords.
Okay, everyone, have you guys been able to reach a decision?
It's the finals. We're going to have to think a little bit more about this.
Yeah.
Well, I think on that note, it's going to be an exciting finale.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
It was a tough competition. The deliberations are complete, and we are now ready to announce the winner of Cast in Steel. Finalists, to the stage, please. Brutus Brutality.
There are some pretty nice swords out there. I mean, some of those teams are really bringing the heat.
UW Platteville.
Yeah, their submission is looking pretty good.
Blazing Badger Bladesmiths.
Since 2 Wisconsin teams have ended up in the finals, we're very excited and very happy to see that. And even though we know they are very tough competition, no matter if we place above them or below them, we're going to be very excited for how they do and how we do.
Sword Washington.
Our approach to this competition was very holistic. We tried to do well in every aspect, so hopefully there are some teams that maybe didn't take as broad of an approach on their project, and hopefully we can kind of clean up in that way.
Foreign Pioneers.
We ended up taking a bend in the ice block challenge, but even though the performance section weighs in heavily, there's also other considerations such as video production, technical report, even the process used can play an influence. So it's definitely going to have to be looked at from a broader perspective than just the performance.
Silverback Sword.
We were concerned about Platteville. After a bit, I'm feeling pretty good about it. I'm not saying we're going to win it, but I sure hope we do. We are the defending champs. I want to kind of push that forward and see if we can get a back-to-back win. That'd be fun.
And George Washington.
I feel pretty high about our chances, but we don't know what the judges are looking for.
I think our sword was very smooth and clean in its performance, but I am very nervous. I don't want to get my hopes up.
I will now announce the 3 runners-up of Cast in Steel. And the runners-up are Brutus Brutality.
Overall, it's been a great learning experience. We're definitely glad that we came.
The foundry industry in the U.S. is definitely in need of a younger generation to step up, and I think that's a primary purpose of this kind of project. I really think it's a fantastic gateway into industry.
It's definitely something that I could see myself doing.
Blazing Badger Bladesmiths.
It's my first time being here, so I think it's been a pretty cool experience.
It's also my first year at this conference, and I think it's really exciting to see other students from around the country that are also involved in casting and love metallurgy. I'm so thankful I did this competition.
And Sword Washington.
It's been really great getting to meet everyone here at the competition.
Give it up for our runners-up of Cast in Steel!
It's really cool seeing what we had on a computer model, getting to a working sword.
It's been a great time.
We've eaten some good food.
I will now announce the 3rd place winner of Cast in Steel. In 3rd place is the third place winner of Cast in Steel is from Pittsburg State, the Silverback Swords.
We just got third place, which is, in the grand scheme of things, a great accomplishment, and I'm very proud of the fact that we did that as a team. The amount of work that we put in was an insane amount, but for me personally, I think it was a great experience because this is an industry that over the course of this project, I have kind of fallen in love with and would like to stay in.
This is it, the moment you've been waiting for. The winner of Cast in Steel and the $25,000 top prize is Youngstown State University, George Washingtons.
We won Cast in Steel. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we are going home victors, and everyone's gonna pay for our pizza.
Events like this not only get students super involved and interested in metal casting, but also gatherings like this really help to highlight the foundry industry itself. There is no other industry where everyone is such a tight-knit group. I know myself and Sean, two of the graduating members on our team, are super excited to join the industry as well.
Give it up for the winners of Cast in Steel!
Youngstown is a pretty small school. I think we have 12,000 people registered across the entire board.
We have like 3 freshmen on our team. There's not a ton of us. So we were like, oh, like our sword's really good, but I don't know if we're gonna win.
I think we're gonna get some excuses from our professors waived. They'll be like, oh yeah, it's okay that you missed that exam. You completely won.
You can nay.
And here to present the grand prize check, Raymond Monroe from Steel Founders Society of America. Congratulations, George Washington!
This was one of the toughest finals decisions our judges have ever had to make. With these 6 finalist swords, none of them broke. They all tested well, both for the students and the judges. So the judges really had to weigh not just the performance of the sword and any damage it took, but had to consider all of the categories, including the design, the process used, the quality of the casting, the performance. And in the end, Youngstown stood out. They actually cast the blade with a tilted blade pour, which was truly innovative, and then they cast the handle on the already cast blade. Also, their sword was well balanced, easy to use, and when tested to its limit, held up wonderfully.
We've had a great time. We've learned so much, and we're incredibly grateful for not only the chance to show what Youngstown can do, because we're a pretty small city, but we're also really proud of ourselves for what we've done. We're incredibly proud of all the work that we put in. Thank you so much.
The team from Youngstown State should be proud of everything they did to get themselves here. It was a long journey made by a team of students from all sorts of backgrounds.
You're good?
Yep.
There?
Yep.
There we go.
What could actually be more fitting than people from the Steel Valley winning the Steel Contract?
I'm completely swept away that we swept the competition. That was crazy. My name is Eli Vuksanovich. I'm a sophomore studying mechanical engineering technology at Youngstown State University. I grew up in a family of engineers. My dad, he was an engineer. And our advisor, Dr. V, is my dad's twin. They were both like the engineering twins. It was a whole thing. So I can't really imagine a life that doesn't have engineering of some kind. I make my own clothes. I fix my own furniture. We fix the cars ourselves at home. We do pretty much everything ourselves. I've always been a DIY kind of person.
Here we go.
What I like about engineering is kind of that it makes things happen, I suppose. It's such an ingrained part of life for me that I can't really explain to you, oh yeah, I like eating because it keeps me from dying. It's kind of like that. I've always been a rather competitive person, but at the same time, I really dislike being wrong and then looking like a fool when, oh man, I said that I could do that and then I totally didn't. But I'm into it. I enjoy competition.
Yeah, it kind of feels like it's pulling your hand up into the garden.
My name is Coleman Buchanan. I go to Youngstown State University, and I'm working on a master's in mechanical engineering. My dad was a mechanic, so I did see some mechanical things growing up, but my interest in foundry stuff really started whenever I started university. One of my professors mentioned that there was a foundry club starting on campus.
Am I good?
Yep.
I think the foundry industry is interesting because it's the oldest manufacturing method, and I don't think you can get any closer to just making something than turning it straight from a molten liquid into a solid object.
This is our hill.
My name is Ellie Voles. I'm a senior here at Youngstown State University, and I'm studying business admin. I actually got into this competition through my job on campus. I started working there because I loved jewelry and they had stuff to make jewelry. I started making jewelry when I was still in high school. I used to make the biggest, funkiest earrings you could imagine ever. And then slowly I started getting into more designing through CAD programs, and then through metal casting kind of designed a few.
It's supposed to wrap a tennis racket.
I just feel like there's so much about casting that is absolutely amazing. You can make small jewelry or you can make engine parts. I feel like metal casting incorporates my love for jewelry, arts, and engineering kind of like all in one, which is really cool.
Victoria, how was the board? That was awesome.
My name is Victoria Matthews. I go to Youngstown State University. I'm studying mechanical engineering and I am a freshman. Growing up, my dad would always say, oh, you could be whatever you want to be, as long as you're a good engineer. My great-grandfather was a civil engineer. My dad is a mechanical engineer. My uncle and cousin are aerospace engineers. So I guess I was always just destined to be an engineer. But I also had an interest in the military too. So after high school, I spent 6 years in the Navy. I have spent 4 years on the USS Bulkley. I always thought engineering degree would be hard and I was never really prepared for it, but I think the Navy helped me prepare for that hardship of mechanical engineering because it's not an easy degree.
Oh yeah.
Metal casting was sort of one of those things I always wanted to do. I remember my first pour like it was yesterday, so one of my favorite parts was watching the aluminum just melt and turn into a liquid puddle. Watching this material that's normally solid and firm turn into a liquid and just pour like water into a sand mold. It was an amazing sight to see. You never get tired of it.
This piece, and this piece are all actually one piece made out of steel.
My name is Joseph Bartlett. I am a junior mechanical engineer here at YSU. I consider myself a very competitive person. A lot of what I wanted to do with engineering started out with a love of running shoes. I used to be a competitive runner. Designing my own running shoe was originally why I got into engineering. Things have changed since then, but I would say that is where my love of materials and engineering first came out.
Is this a straight blade?
Is that number one?
Yes.
I don't have a purpose for it.
Having finally competed in cast and steel, I feel very confident that I've made it down the right path.
After I graduate, I'm starting a new job in this industry. I've learned so much, I've grown so much, and I feel like this is where I'm meant to be.
We worked really hard all year at this. It feels great to just finish with this win.
I don't regret any time that I put into cast and steel. This has been awesome.
So, are you coming back?
Yeah, of course we're coming back next year. We're coming back for round 2, baby.
Youngstown State's performance in cast and steel this year was truly exceptional. It was a testament to their planning, ingenuity, and teamwork.
Every single person in the team brings something to the table.
We've worked really well together. Everyone has been equally interested in making this work and being successful.
But all of the teams who competed are deserving of recognition for their deep commitment to excellence.
All of us put into the thousands of hours working on this project.
For the handle alone, he was working on it for, what, 16 hours?
The goal of Cast and Steel is to inspire a desperately needed new generation of makers to join the manufacturing industry. And these teams were clearly inspired.
Inspired to join the competition. Inspired to dream.
That's cool.
To collaborate.
Big as that. Yep, like that.
And to create.
Careful, don't bend it.
And ultimately, inspired to come together with their fellow students to put their creations to the test.
But even more, to be part of a community of like-minded people.
It's super cool seeing all the different designs, the different engineering, especially different takes on the same sword that we were going for.
It's very inspiring, knowing that there's so many people out there just like me doing the same thing.
Dedicated to making a better world.
It has been the Steel Founders Society of America's honor to host this competition every year since 2019. It is our goal to continue to do cast and steel well into the future.
We plan to be back next year, no matter what the competition brings.
It has been a ton of fun.
If you would like to find out more about cast and steel, the teams competing, the casting industry, or becoming involved in manufacturing, scan this QR code.